Welcome everyone to our section Drops of Wisdom. In today's episode 77, we are beginning a new season 6 of this podcast, and we are going to have changes throughout this season. And the first change that we are going to have is that these videos, these sections, these sharings are going to be a little bit shorter for many of the topics, but more concise and with more practical things that you can apply in all the 5 pillars of health. And today, to start this new season, the topic that we are going to speak about is the minerals, and in particular, why is magnesium essential for hormonal health? Why is so important this mineral, and what does it happens in your body when you are deficient in magnesium? Magnesium is one of the most important minerals because it plays a crucial role in sustaining your energy, because it is the vital nutrient that is involved in over 600 biochemical reactions throughout your metabolic pathways. And these reactions include the most important, the most relevant pathways in terms of the conversion of food into energy. It helps to metabolize carbohydrates and fats. In particular, it is extremely important in the glycogenesis pathway, and there are many, many enzymes in this pathway that they need magnesium, and they cannot work without magnesium. So if you cannot use these enzymes, if you cannot metabolize sugars, what do you think is going to happen? Your sugar levels are going to be dysregulated. Your insulin is going to start creating certain resistance because there is a saturation in your pathways because they cannot perform well. Just imagine when in your country or the main freeways or highways, they are closed because they are repairing something and you cannot access them. Without notice, you find that there is a lot of traffic. Well, this is what happens when magnesium is not working. You generate traffic in the entry points of these metabolic pathways of carbohydrates and fats. And then what you have is the consequence. You start accumulating fat, visceral fat, and you start dysregulating glucose, which eventually, if you keep on with this deficiency, you can develop diabetes type 2. So, and as they are these primary pathways that are going to synthesize ATP, you need this ATP for everything in your cells. This is your energetic coin. This is your energetic exchange in your metabolism. If you don't have this ATP molecule, you don't have anything practically, and each of the functions will start to show symptoms. We are going to narrate, and I'm going to go deep into these kind of symptoms. Furthermore, as I mentioned, magnesium plays a key role in the creation of ATP, and without sufficient levels of magnesium, our bodies cannot properly neither convert food into energy, neither produce energy. And also, magnesium is involved in the synthesis of DNA and many of the enzymes that are checking and registering for mistakes in your DNA, and that they allow these processes to change from DNA to RNA, which is first the replication process, and then from RNA to a protein, which is first the transcription from DNA to RNA is transcription, from DNA and other copies of DNA is replication, and from RNA into the language of amino acids, which are going to form the proteins. This is the translation process. In all these three stages, in order to generate a quality protein, you need magnesium in many of the enzymes that participate during the reading and proofreading of your DNA to detect mutations. You need magnesium for the enzymes that are going to change or transcribe the information of the DNA into the RNA molecule. And you need then, in the last step of the translation process, you need magnesium for the enzymes that are going to decodify the language of RNA, the messenger RNAs, the ones that have all the information, into the information of the amino acids. So the outcome is the protein, a quality protein. If you don't have good magnesium levels, all of this process might be disrupted, and that will lead to the buildup of toxic proteins. So, what are the 7 key factors that magnesium plays in overall of your health and, of course, in your hormonal health? First, hormone regulation. Magnesium plays a vital role in regulating estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone levels in both women and men, impacting, of course, reproductive health and overall hormonal balance. If you don't have these sexual hormones in place, you can have a lot of deficiencies in terms of your mood, in terms of stress, in terms of anxiety, in terms of also probably getting depressed, in terms of eventually with time also suffer some of these diseases of hypothyroidism and many others. So you need magnesium in order to balance many of these sexual hormones. Number 2, management of menstrual symptoms. Magnesium helps alleviate symptoms of premenstrual syndrome, such as bloating, mood swings, and breast tenderness, contributing to better menstrual health. So if you don't want to suffer during your menstrual cycle, you need to have good levels of magnesium, and women in particular need to be to pay more attention to these levels, because every month they have and they use a lot of magnesium to regulate these cycles. Menopause support is the third one, and magnesium aids in managing menopausal symptoms like hot flashes and mood disturbances. So if you don't want to be grumpy all day because you don't have a good balance in your hormonal health, then you need to check your levels of magnesium, which are going to promote a smoother transition through this stage, allowing the magnesium to regulate the production of these sexual hormones and allowing the regulation, of course, of the other pathways that we already spoke about, the glycolysis pathway, the Krebs cycle, which are extremely important to regulate this kind of hormonal health. What else? Serotonin synthesis. Serotonin is extremely important in terms of your mood, and we know that is the hormone of happy, feeling fulfilled, feeling at peace. So if you don't have good levels of serotonin, your sleep will also be dysregulated or affected, and that will contribute to mental well-being and emotional stability. Of course, that we all know, when we all have had some periods of our life, some stressful times where we can't sleep, or sometimes it is just a change in the schedule of daylight or winter in the time zone that you live in. It is also a change in the temperature. It is many other things that affect sleep. If you are already affecting sleep by all the other factors, and now you add one more because you don't have good levels of magnesium, then your sleep will also pay the price. So pay attention to this extremely important mineral. Pregnancy health. We know that many women need a little more vitamins and minerals when they are creating a new human being, and that is just obvious. You are creating a new life. You are demanding, your body is demanding a lot more energy and minerals for the newborn, for the fetus, and for all the development of the brain of the fetus and the body and all of the um, physiologic functions that he or she is going to perform. So during pregnancy, magnesium is crucial for the development of the fetus, and it can help to prevent also complications like preterm labor, preeclampsia, ensuring that maternal health and fetal well-being is sustained throughout the pregnancy. So check your levels of magnesium. Blood sugar regulation, number 6. Magnesium helps regulate blood sugar levels, as I mentioned in the beginning, because it is the most important mineral in terms of allowing the enzymes, which are your helpers in terms of the metabolic pathways. Think of them, think of the enzymes as the if we have good vial systems, vial sensors and signals, and people that is helping so that all of the traffic signals and entry points and um, gateways of all of these freeways work stable. These enzymes are going to help to degrade, to break down all of the bigger molecules, such as glucose and many other polymers of the carbohydrates and many other big fats. And they are going to make them or chop them into little pieces, little small molecules that your body can start to use in the metabolic pathways, in the sugar metabolic pathways or the carbohydrate metabolic pathways, and in the fat synthesis metabolic pathways. That's why also your brain health is affected when you don't have good levels of magnesium. So in addition to that, when you regulate your blood sugar levels, you are helping your energy, your mood, and you are reducing the risk of hormonal imbalances related to insulin resistance. So you are allowing the flow of all of the components of all of these smaller molecules, and you allow your system to be in place and not generating traffic, unnecessary traffic. So, lastly, the number 7 is bone health. Magnesium plays a role in maintaining bone density and preventing osteoporosis, particularly significant for women during menopause when hormonal changes increase the risk of bone-related issues. Why magnesium is involved in the regulation of bone health? Because it allows the other mineral, his, let's say, his brother mineral, because the other mineral that I'm going to speak about is extremely important as well, calcium. If calcium is not absorbed well through all of these metabolic pathways, bone synthesis cannot be performed. Vitamin D synthesis cannot be performed, which protects you for immune diseases, viral diseases. Also, it protects you for regulation of your sugar levels. Calcium is also related to the balance of insulin. So that's why it's extremely important to pay attention to the minerals that are extremely important to our internal health. So understanding these complicated or intricate connections between magnesium and hormonal health is going to give you light about the importance and embracing the holistic approaches that nutrition, physical activity, because of course that if you move, if you create motion in your body, if you do perform exercise, this is going to regulate the magnesium levels as well, and it will allow you to sleep much better. All of those things are important for long-term health, and all of these pillars are the ones that we are constantly giving opinions, talks, reviews here in this podcast. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that this section of minerals, this section of drops of wisdom, that we are changing the way we are approaching this section, helps you to be more practical, to apply all of these advices and to check more your health and to check more your levels of hormones, your levels of minerals, your levels of sugar. Thank you very much for your attention, for being here. Of course, you know that I encourage you to support me as much as you can by subscribing, by sharing these episodes, and by donating if you want in my website. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon and rest of the day. We will listen to each other on our next episode. Bye.